The way the work order module functions is that you have a router and a bill of materials. The router is your that's your steps, and the bill of materials is your list of components that it takes to make a finished item. So what happens here, and you can make routers on the fly. I'll show you this part in a sec, but you would build your router, which is how you make something, okay? And you have multiple steps. You list your work center. This is where the work is being done within your production facility. So you might have one area for cutting. You might have some sort of milling or punching, painting, heat treat, things like that. Or it could be based on a person doing something like your sewing department. Since you list all of these steps here, a one-liner for the task, and then a more detailed description of what you're doing. Over here on the right, you have operations per hour or hours per operations. So over here on the right-hand side, you have, on the left-hand side, you have your steps, okay, and where the work's being done, and then you have the task, and then hours per operation or operations per hour. So hours per operation is how many hours it takes to make one. Something like that would be like if you're making a motorcycle. And operations per hour would be like if you're making, widgets, like, I don't know, like a shoe or something like that, where, you're saying how many the machine can make in 1 hour. Then you have a bill of materials here, which lists all of the parts that it takes to make up said item. So that's your finished good item that you're making, okay? And then you just list all of the components here and the quantity of each of those components here on the right. So those come together on a work order. I'm going to click on a work order here. Whenever you make a work order, you can make one for stock, or you can make one from a sales order. Whenever you make a work order, it's gonna pull from the item that you're making and explode the router and also explode the bill of materials here. So if there's multiple steps, you have multiples listed. So what happens is these the router and bill of materials explode. You save the work order, and then you would schedule the work order, which can be manual, meaning that you just drag and drop it using the Kanban view that Creator offers, or you can, currently we have a forward scheduling, which calculates the due date from the work order start date, and there's someone who asked us to build a backward scheduling, which is in progress. And that's where you calculate the work order start date, required start date, from the required ship date. And then work orders get completed. What happens there is that you enter the quantity that you're completing. And so you can have several completions. You might do a completion each day. I'm going to go ahead and pick something there. And so this is what puts your finished goods into stock.